good image against this grey background. Well, that's not bad. If you split it around, you can actually even reverse it out. I want to hold a bit of the middle detail. Okay, that's quite good. Okay to that. Right, now we need the base colour to show through on this layer. So what you do is you can use a filter up here, and I'm going to use a darken filter, and that will let anything darker than the colour that's over the top show through underneath. So that's looking quite nice. We've got that detail, it's sort of pushed back. I could have it in white by inverting it. So I could go adjustments and I could invert it back and change the colour, but I'm not going to. Now I'm going to go to the original again and I'm going to duplicate it underneath. I'm going to use it as a kind of mask. I mean, you can see it through, but you won't in a minute. So select that, go to layer, go to layer style, and we're going to go to stroke. And I'm going to stroke the outside with a black. Okay, now I'm going to take I'm actually going to get rid of this around the outside because it was part of it. Now I need to get rid of the colour. So I've applied an effect filter, but when I actually drop the fill colour, you're still going to get that effect show through. So there you go, you've got a nice little outline, a little bit too much. So I'm going to reduce that to 1. Now playing around with this as well, I can create a drop shadow. I would personally just play around with these until you get things how you like them. Well, the drop shadow, I can see the shadows coming in from the right, so I'd probably want to reverse the angle so it's a little bit more like it. In fact, in this case I'm going to put it nearly upright, just bring it out a little bit to knock it away. Of course, this colour you could make white, and we could do a normal, and now it would appear as a white around it, but we'll leave it as dark because it looks good like that. So okay, that's my logo done. Now I need to compress this all into one file. To do this, we go to new layer, and I call this logo. And now I drop the layers down onto that. So I select the first one up from the logo layer, and then I use, I'm trying to remember what the long way, merge down, which is Control E. And now I do exactly the same again, merge down, Control E. And you'll get the layers merged. Now we'll have to apply a darken on it again, but you can see the effect. Now if I want to put a gradient behind here, again I would work from the original, I would duplicate it, then I would use the magic wand tool, I would select it, then I would inverse it, inverse that selection by using select inverse, and now I'm going to delete what's in there, but I'm going to apply a gradient. So if you go to the bucket tool and go to gradient, and we've got a nice little gradient in there already, or you can change it by double clicking up here, but I'm going to keep that gradient, and then I just drag up and modify my gradient as much as I like. I might change this a little bit, give it a little bit of colour, I think. So this one I'm going to come in here and just select a kind of goldy colour. I don't want there to be much of a change. Okay, that'll do. So that's my logo. Now finally I get this layer and I slide it onto that. I go to edit, free transform, move it down to the size I'm actually going to want it. And the reason I didn't do it as size